Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, or welcome back I guess if you have been here before. Today I wanted to do, before it's too late, my 2022 beauty favorites. I'm gonna throw in some like little random stuff at the end probably, but I did not post most of 2022, so I figured let's update you on what my favorite products have been. And these are just products that kind of stood out for me throughout the year and that I've been reaching for all year long. I don't have like every category or anything like that. This is just super casual product favorites. So first, my favorite thing of 2022 was that I got married. Here's my ring. I know. That was truly the biggest blessing in my life. It was the happiest day of my life, and I am so grateful for that happening this year and really been riding that high ever since. So let's get on to like more of the beauty favorites. We're going to start with a little bit of skincare and then we'll kind of transition. So first I want to talk about my favorite cleanser of the year, and that is the La Roche-Posay Lipicar wash. Lipicar. It's the one that looks like this. This has been my absolute favorite body wash and face wash. So I have really sensitive skin, and so I use this on kind of like more sensitive areas, like especially I get like contact dermatitis under my arms, and this really helps. It's fragrance free, it's very gentle, and it's for like dry to extra dry skin, body and face. And this has just been my holy grail. It lasts forever. I feel like I got this a pretty long time ago, like probably more than 6 months, and I'm, you know, just under halfway. And like I said, I do use it for my body and my face, so this is just great. This is like dermatologist recommended. La Roche-Posay is a super great brand if you have dry skin or anything like that. And I find that this cleanser is really creamy. It doesn't dehydrate my dry skin, but it also like gets everything that it needs to, and it never leaves my face feeling tight. So La Roche-Posay overall as a brand, I've really been enjoying trying some more of their products, but this is really just the standout for me. Next I have an exfoliant. So this is the Paula's Choice Exfoliant 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. I'm sure you've seen other people rave about this. This is like a product that went viral however many months ago, but this is truly my favorite liquid exfoliant that I've tried. It does not leave my face feeling tingly. It does not burn. It doesn't irritate. Obviously, if you have irritated spots or any kind of, you know, exposed skin, this would probably burn that, but this is probably the most non-irritating exfoliant that I've ever used, and it really does do its job. I feel like my pores are smaller. I use this every 4 days. I'm on kind of like a skin cycling journey. I can talk more about that if you guys want in a future video, but this is always my first day of skin cycling. I start with my exfoliant and I just pair it with a nice moisturizer, and I feel like it gets the job done without causing extreme redness, extreme irritation, and I just feel like it's a really universal exfoliant. I feel like a lot of people would like this, and this would work for a lot of people. I have really dry, sensitive skin, and it works really great for me, so I'm sure it would be amazing. So definitely check it out if you haven't already. It's a little expensive, but this is again one of those products that lasts forever. I don't use a cotton bud or anything because I feel like that wastes the product. So literally I'll just do one little into my hand, kind of like tap it between, and then just work it into my skin because it is just like fully liquid, and let it dry a little bit, add my moisturizer, and I'm good to go. Speaking of moisturizer, I rotate between a few, and I was looking to try a new one that maybe was a little bit more affordable this year, and I landed on this one. This is the Peach Slices Snail Rescue All-in-One Deep Moisture Cream. I get this at Ulta. It runs about, I think, like 15, so it's definitely not super inexpensive, but I mean, comparing it to other moisturizers that are 30 for like an ounce, this is 2.82 ounces. This is a really nice cream. I will say though, in the winter I was having to pair it with something else just because I have really dry, like cracking skin, so sometimes this was just a little bit too light of a cream. It definitely is a cream, but it has kind of like a water-like texture once you start rubbing it in. Doesn't leave your face feeling greasy or anything. And the snail mucin in there, I've realized that snail mucin is an ingredient that my skin really agrees with. So snail mucin, I believe, is meant to help your skin barrier and hydrate and soften and calm your skin down, and I really have been liking this. I haven't tried anything else from the Peach Slices snail mucin line, but I think I might, just because this is my second one of these moisturizers and I'm really enjoying it. I feel like it does a good job at making my redness disappear and keeping my skin overall pretty clear and hydrated. So I think this is all I really could ask for from a product, and it's more affordable, which is a plus. The last kind of like little skincare, this is gonna fall more under like my makeup prep. This is the Embryolisse Le Creme Concentrate. I took French for 5 years and I can't say anything. It's fine. This is like, I think, special edition packaging, but this is my favorite moisturizer before I go in with makeup, because like I said, I do have really dry skin, and especially if I'm going in with a full makeup beat that day, makeup can really emphasize that cracking, dry skin, flakiness. And so I feel like this, before I go in with makeup, is just really like that guarantee of like your skin is going to be soft and supple. It's a really nice moisturizer. The only reason I don't use it at night is because it does have fragrance in it, which I know that doesn't make sense if I'm using it during the day, but during the day I usually have a little bit more of like a serum underneath or sunscreen that I feel like acts as a little bit of a barrier. I might start trying it at night again. I just kind of went away from fragrances in my nighttime skincare routine, but this is a fantastic moisturizer. It is very rich and hydrating. Like, your skin is going to look very supple after using this. So this is my favorite kind of like makeup prep primer go-to. Alright, now getting into more makeup. These are the Melt Sex Foils. I didn't name it. Somebody else did. And this is the color Stargazer. So it is this really gorgeous peach color, and I am going to show it to you just because it is so gorgeous. It has a little pump. I really like the packaging. And that is the color. This is gorgeous. This was my summer staple all of 2022. I would mix it in with my sunscreen, and especially if I was going on a day where I was using just maybe a little bit of concealer or maybe no makeup, this was really the product that made my skin glow. So that's it, like all blended out. They just have a really great sheen without looking too chunky. Like, even not in the light, it doesn't look chunky. It just looks like a nice kind of luminizing glaze. Not really like a thick, heavy like layer, but it's just this really nice glaze. So I use it as a highlighter sometimes, but my favorite way to use it is definitely like mixing it in with a tinted moisturizer or a sunscreen, and it looks so good. I wore this every single day of summer, basically. Next kind of highlighty product that I really love is the Pillow Talk Beauty Light Wand, and this is in the shade Pillow Talk. So this is the iconic shade that everyone knows and loves from Charlotte Tilbury. It started as a lipstick, and she's kind of, you know, created this whole collection around it. I really liked these ones. I liked the Pink Gasm, kind of like the more blushy color, and then I do have, I believe it's called Starlight, the just like champagne-y highlighter version of this. These are just so good. I feel like they look so nice on the skin, and this color in particular, every time I wear it, I can't think of a better way to describe it, I feel like a Victoria's Secret angel. Like, I feel so glamorous and feminine and angelic when I wear this. So I really like I said, I like the formula of these. I know the packaging is a little, like, you can look at mine, like, it's all over the place, and usually you have to like use a tissue to even unlock the thing. But this is a truly great color, and every time I wear this, I just feel like a goddess. So this has been probably my favorite highlighter of this year. I did wear this on my wedding day, and I can't say enough about it. I would really recommend, if you, especially if you like these types of products and you like Charlotte Tilbury, try the Pillow Talk shade because it is gorgeous, and I think it would work on a lot of different skin tones. All right, the next thing I have like two kind of base products. The first is going to be the Rare Beauty Tinted Positive Light Moisturizer. This has SPF 20 in it as well. This has been my staple for no makeup days, or even just days where I'm feeling like I want a little bit more of a skin-like finish, because I'll show you another product that's like my holy grail, like full beat. But this is really nice. I actually have on this today with just concealer, and it really looks nice. It perfects in all the ways it should. It, you know, evens out your skin tone, but it's not heavy at all. It goes on really nicely, and it doesn't smell like sunscreen. I hate when a product has SPF in it and it smells so strongly of SPF. That's just like a big pet peeve. I can't even use like facial products that smell like it because it bothers me all day long, and it almost makes like my skin burn when it's that really fragrant. I don't know how to explain it. I just think it's the fragrance. But this is a really, really nice product, and you use a tiny bit of it and it just seems to go such a nice way. I'm in the shade 14W. Anyways, I can use this color when I'm tan and when I'm pale for some reason, just because it's so sheer that you can sheer it out more, or you can build it up and it'll work. But I really, really liked this product, especially for summer. I was using this a lot when I didn't feel like wearing a lot of makeup on my face. And like I said, I have it on today. It has a really nice finish. It's not too dewy, but it still gives you that natural, fresh face finish. For my next base product, this is probably my favorite foundation of all time, that not too long ago I gave a bad review on my channel, and it's still up. This is the KVD Good Apple Foundation. This product got a lot of hype, a lot of life on the internet. People went crazy for how full coverage it is. It's a cream makeup, as you can see if you haven't tried it. It is kind of thick. It was marketed as supposed to be good for dry skin, I believe. And at first people were going crazy about it because it was so full coverage, and it was, you know, cream makeup kind of made a comeback and things like that. And then people started using it and finding that it was, you know, crazy separating on them or wearing off throughout the day, or made them look super oily. And I was one of those people that, you know, even though I have dry skin, I was like, this is not looking good, like around the nose area. It like didn't look good on my wear test when I filmed a video. And then I saw, I don't remember who it was. It could have been Whitney Simmons. I'm not sure. It was someone on the internet that I saw saying that they use just one dab of this, and it's their favorite foundation. So I thought, you know what, I have this entire foundation, let's try it. So I go in with my Morphe M439, which is another favorite. This is just my favorite foundation brush. I go in with it and I do one dab and I spread that on my face with the brush, and I blend it in. I don't like it with a beauty blender. I find it separates, or it just kind of like doesn't move around well with a beauty blender. I think with cream makeup, you kind of need more of a brush to like work it in. And you can go in with a beauty blender afterwards if you like to do that. But I definitely think it works better with kind of like more of a dense brush that you can kind of like work it in and tap it in with. But this foundation, it makes me look, it's full coverage. It makes me have like the nicest kind of like glow without being super shiny. It doesn't have like a super wet feel, but it gives you that, just that radiance, that beautiful like skin glow. And this is my favorite foundation of all time. I wore it on my wedding day. It lasts all day when I put it on. It is pretty thick, so if you are more into like a skin tint or things, I don't think you would like this. This is like a full moment, but definitely if you tried this and you felt like it was way too heavy and it was way too like sticky or separating, try using less of it and working it in, because this has been my holy grail product for the entire year basically. This is just, I don't think I'll ever stop using this foundation. I hope they never stop making it, because for a long time I wasn't even going with the full foundation route. I wasn't doing full coverage looks just because I felt like it wasn't flattering on my skin. And then I found this, and me and this, we created a relationship together. So if I was going to say one thing was my absolute favorite from this video, it's going to be the KVD Good Apple Foundation. So I know there's haters, and I was one of them, but it's a good product. You just have to use a lot less than you think. It's definitely not like one where like you keep dipping back in or anything like that. Okay, next is another product that I did use on my wedding day. That's kind of a theme in this video just because I was obviously going to use my favorite makeup product for my special day, but I feel like that really tells the tale. I loved how my makeup looked on my wedding day. So these are products that I trusted on that day that I was being photographed and everything. So I really mean it when I say these are my favorite products. I didn't just like pull random stuff out of my drawers and be like, oh, what did I put in this video? This is really stuff that I've stuck by and used and used and used. So next, my favorite concealer of the year was the Dior Backstage concealer. I love this concealer. I suffer from pretty dry under eyes and I don't think I'll ever use another one. Like I have used other ones. I tried the new Charlotte Tilbury concealer and the new Too Faced one, I believe, and those are nice. I liked them. They're not this. One thing that really stands out about this concealer, and it probably sounds dumb, but if you've used it, you understand, is the brush. It's not like a little dome foot applicator. It's an actual like little makeup brush that holds the product. It doesn't, like now when I use other concealers, I notice how like drying and like tugging I'm doing with the brush versus this where it's just like a nice little do paint. Like I don't know, it makes the experience better, and overall it just makes me feel like I have more control over how much product I'm using. This product is amazing. I would say it's like a medium to high coverage. It's definitely not like maybe your most full coverage, but it definitely perfects and conceals. I would consider it high coverage for me, but maybe it's not as much as like Shape Tape or anything like that. But I love this. I think the shade range was really good, at least for me. I think the shade that I have works really well when I'm tan and when I'm not, which is always nice. It's nice to not have to have like a bunch of different colors in your collection. Like when you find an undertone that suits you well, it can kind of work. I use this as sometimes my only base product. I'll just go ahead and paint like all my imperfections and under my eyes. It works so well. I feel like it's hydrating, it's creamy, but once you set it down, it looks flawless and blurring and all of the good stuff that you want from a concealer. So this is definitely my favorite, and it lasts so long, and I think that's because of the brush. I really do. I think the applicator has a lot to do with how much product I'm using, how much product is in here, and I don't know. It's one of those products that it has that little bit of a luxury feel just because of some of the, packaging components that really goes a distance, and I feel like it makes a difference. So the Dior Backstage Concealer, definitely my top concealer, maybe of all time. It's been a long time since I've tried a concealer that never looks crepey or dry or flaky under my eyes. To go with that, this one's a little bit more in like the later end of 2022, mostly because I couldn't find it in my collection, but I did remember I liked it. This is the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the corrector, the under eye corrector, and I have in the shade 1 Fair, the first shade, and it's just like this peachy kind of emollient under eye corrector. And what I haven't liked about other under eye correctors is either they're too pigmented in the sense of like they're really orange or just really intense to where you feel like you have to like paint on the concealer to cover that up, or they feel so thick that I like don't want to put anything else on top of them, that I just feel like, oh, like it's just sitting there and like rubbing all under my eyes and it's just getting more and more creasy and everything. This is nice. It is very creamy. Like I just tapped it and I have that on my hand, but when you apply it, it really is, it kind of just like dries down. It becomes kind of this satiny finish. It goes from like a cream to a satin, where it looks great as you're putting it. I like to put it on my like dark spots too. Like if I have like a blemish or anything like that, I feel like that it really works well for that because it really kind of just sets itself. And once you go back over with either your foundation or your concealer, it doesn't look like you had an extra product there. It doesn't look like you added extra product to your under eye. It doesn't make it look heavier or anything like that. It just does what its job is to do, is to correct some darkness, but it doesn't have too much of a finish or texture that you're like, oh, like it just feels gross and like caked up under there. So I would recommend, if you're in the market for a new under eye corrector, I know Charlotte Tilbury is like expensive, but I really do love the brand. I think that she has some star-studded products that really stand out. So I would definitely recommend that. All right, what next? Okay, blush. Blush is probably my favorite thing to buy. I'm always on the lookout for a new blush. blush. Okay. And I do love a good liquid or cream blush. So this one is not new, but it was new to me this year. Sorry. And this is the NARS liquid blush in the shade Orgasm. Cult classic, favorite color. You know, this is one of those colors that I think works on lots of people. It's kind of like a golden, pinky, peachy, universal shade. It does have like that nice kind of like golden glaze that lays within the pink color. You have to shake these up, and funny enough, I've seen a lot of videos where people have this and they're unscrewing it at the top, but it just comes like the top comes off and it's a pump. I see so many videos of people like unscrewing it and like painting it on their face, and they're always like, this packaging is not very good, but it has a pump, guys. I just thought I would throw that out there because I see a lot of people using them and they're like, once they discover that it has a pump, they're like, no way. But yes, it has a pump, and this is a beautiful blush. Am I going to put some on right now? Yes. Alright, so I'm going to show you. I'm going to do one pump and kind of just take it on my brush, and I already have blush on, so obviously, but it's just such a nice shade. I'm not like a huge fan of the original Orgasm blush. I feel like it's a little too shimmery, and NARS's powder blushes come off a little powdery for my taste. Even if they have that sheen in them, it's almost like the blush itself is too matte, like the color without the glitter. But this is really nice. It looks, you can kind of see like the sheen. It kind of just looks like healthy. It doesn't feel sticky or anything. I have a lot of cream blushes or liquid blushes that feel thick or sticky on the skin, and this doesn't do it. I also wore this on my wedding day. It's just gorgeous. It lasts forever because I use maybe 2 pumps, like probably usually just 1. But if I'm going for like a full extravagant thing, then sometimes I'll do 2 just because blush is the first to go. And I noticed that my blush stays a lot longer when I'm using this. Even if I top it with a product, even if I don't, it really stays and holds up, and it just looks beautiful. It looks healthy. It's just one of those perfect shades for me, personally, that I just think is incredible. Alright, another blush I have, this one's broken, but this is the Hourglass at Night blush. You can kind of see it. It broke, but it looks like a pretty like intense like brick red. Ah, that was a tragedy right there. Like a brick red with this kind of like golden, almost like, yeah, I would say golden champagne-y sheen running throughout it. And what I love about this blush is that it looks dark, and it looks like this could never work for me. And I originally got this because I was influenced by other people to buy it. And once I saw it, and once I opened my package and I saw it, I was like, there's no way this blush is gonna work for me. Like, I am the first shade usually in foundation, and this looks like it would be beautiful on deeper skin tone, but I don't think it's for me. It is. So for deeper skin tones, this would probably be beautiful, like just using it as your regular blush, like I said, medium to deep. But for me personally, this is the perfect blush for when I'm looking at myself in the mirror or in the camera and I'm feeling like I need a little bit of depth. I don't need any more contour. Like, I look contoured, I have bronzer on, I even have blush on, but just something's not working. Either my eye, maybe my eye look is a little more heavy than the rest of my face. So I'll take this and I'll literally just tap into it once, and usually I'll like tap it into my hand, and it, like, I don't know if you can tell the difference. I think you can. It just deepens up that blush without making it look splotchy or anything like you would think, like using a too dark of a blush would end up looking bad, but it just adds this perfect intensity. I love doing this when I have a heavy eye look, especially if you're wearing anything like reds or maroons or burgundies, anything like that. Like, this is just a gorgeous blush. The sheen, of course, like all the Hourglass blushes, gives it that really nice skin, like inner goddess glow. And I just feel like it's such a good intensifier almost. That's what I use it as. Like, I love using maybe more of a light pink blush, and then I'll just add this to kind of just give it like a little bit of depth. Sometimes I'll even just put it like here, so it kind of is like an ombre into my lighter blush, and it just looks gorgeous. Let me do the other side. And you literally need one tap, and I even like tap that tap off. How many times have I said tap? But this is just a gorgeous, like I said, I use it as like an intensifier, a blush intensifier. I have used it on its own. I just have to be pretty light-handed with it, but it looks gorgeous. This is one of those blush shades that I think is really universal. I think that's what I first heard about it, is that it's a super universal blush. And that is definitely true. I love the Hourglass blushes, but at night it's definitely a standout shade. I think it's a shade that you don't really see in a lot of places. Right. Next, I have my favorite powder of the year, and I don't think this will come for much of a surprise. This product I think is sold out every time it's restocked. It's the Huda Beauty, the Cherry Blossom Pink Powder. So it is like this nice pink shade. I don't know if you can tell. But I was not really a powder girl before I got this. I got this because it was, you know, one of the kind of pink blushes that was first going around that I saw. And I was like, oh, like I think that would look nice. I have really fair skin. People were saying it makes, you know, the pink is a little bit more flattering if you have pink skin, pink on your skin, things like that. And I fell in love with powder. I was never a powder girly. You go watch any of my other videos, my makeup tutorials, I'm not using powder to set. And if I am, it's a very small amount. And it's reluctantly, just because I don't want to look shiny or anything. But this, my little favorite thing about it is if you use a powder puff. This is just a cheap one I got off Amazon. You don't have to spend a lot of money to get one. They come in like a pack of 10 or something. Loading the powder puff up with this, under the eyes, all over the face, beautiful. I love all of the Huda Beauty. I've tried other shades since I've fallen in love with this one, the powder, but the pink shade is something truly special. I have tried other pink powders, and this one remains my favorite. I think it sets really nicely. It has the most incredible blurring powers. Special powers, that's what it has. It's just so nice. This is just a powder that I think everyone needs in their collection. Even if you're not going to do the pink shade, I think definitely try out the other shades. I think I'm the last person to try them out, so you're probably all like, yeah, we have that powder already, girl. But the pink shade, the Cherry Blossom, it's perfect. It'll last me forever. I feel like there's so much in here that I will never run out of it, and it is just such a fine, silky texture. It doesn't give any flashback, really blurs into those pores, but it doesn't make you look dry. It just kind of complements everything. It does mattify, it does like blur everything and make you look like that you are set, but something about it is just special. I really, really enjoy that. Next thing is hair. This is the K18. This is just my little mini one that ran out. The K18 Molecular Hair Mask. This is a really, really great mask that I've been using. If you don't know, I have been wearing wigs for the last year because my hair got severely, severely damaged due to some health things I was going through, and also overprocessing, and I did tape-in extensions for a little bit, and all three of those things combined, it was mostly the health conditions that happened, but my hair went from like past my shoulders to right around my mouth, and it's so uneven. Like it's grown a lot, but it still has a ways to go, and I wanted to feel confident, so I started wearing wigs. But this has really helped me in my journey to repair my hair, to get my hair to a state that I really, really want it to be. I want to be able to wear my hair in a ponytail. I want to have long hair again. So this is really an amazing product, and this is a little tip that I didn't know about till recently. So before, I was using a lot of this, and it says like 1 to 3 pumps depending on your length of hair, and I was like, there's no way that anyone is using that amount. Like, you have to use more. But you put it in your hand and you rub it together like longer than you would think, probably like almost a minute, I would say, and it churns this like thick white paste that it spreads all over your hair. So I feel kind of like a dummy that I've been using it wrong this entire time. Not necessarily wrong, but I just haven't been emulsifying it enough, and it's definitely been lasting me a lot longer. I just got a replacement in the mail the other day, but that has been a holy grail. If you're gonna try any kind of like hair repairing, bond repairing treatment, I would recommend this over Olaplex any day. This has done more in a couple of uses than Olaplex ever did for me. It's some next level stuff, so I really recommend that. What's next? Favorite palette of the year, kind of boring, but not to me, is the ColourPop Gone Matte palette. This is just a kind of boring all matte, all neutral palette. What I love about this palette is that I can take it with me no matter where I'm going, if it's a trip, and I have all of my matte shadows that I need. I have eyebrow colors if I need it. I have cool tones, pinks, browns, oranges, all of that. And I just feel like if you are a makeup lover and you kind of just want like one place to have all your neutral, just like staple transition shades, this is a really great palette. And it does have some really nice like eyebrow shades depending on what your eyebrows look like. Has some nice depth down here, but really an overall great palette. I've used like every color in the palette and I think they blend well, and ColourPop shadows, it's just a really good deal. Let's see, last two things. I'm trying to hurry because my camera's gonna die. This is something that I think I mentioned in every favorites, probably every favorites video I ever do, but definitely like my year-end favorites, and that's going to be the Urban Decay Midnight Cowboy. I have the updated packaging, but I'm just using my little old one. Urban Decay Space Cowboy, sorry, not Midnight Cowboy. These are part of their special shades. I forget what they're called. I'll put it down below though for you guys, but these are just truly the best sparkle. Like if you want sparkle, I don't know if you can tell. Really gorgeous. This is like the more neutral shade. This is a shade that I use to top anything. I love a good sparkle. I love a good like fine like glittery sparkle without having to use like glitter glue and all that. These are just incredible. I can't say anything else. Space Cowboy from Urban Decay, if you don't have it, you need it. It's just the perfect night out, New Year's Eve, Christmas. It's the perfect topper for anything. It looks gorgeous on a like blank lid as well. It's just my favorite. And then I'm going to wrap this video up with my mascara favorite of the year, which took me by surprise. I've heard about this product a lot, but I didn't ever believe anyone. I used to be kind of a mascara snob. I was one of those people that was like, I don't believe that drugstore is as good as high-end. I was a big like Lancome Monsieur Big, the Milk Kush mascara. I really liked the new MAC one they came out with this year. Essence Lash Princess. Everyone was saying this was good, but I didn't believe you guys. This is the best mascara I've ever used. It's so black, it's so dark, it's $4. It's $4. It builds nicely, it makes my lashes look great. Like, this is truly, I mean, this is my favorite mascara ever, and it's $4. So it's never like, oh, like I'm running out, I gotta scrape it. Like, no, I'll just go buy it. Like, it's $4 and it's been lasting me a long time. It stays nice and like fresh. It doesn't dry out super fast. Some of the like the Milk Kush one, I feel like that dries out so fast and I was having to repurchase it before I really should have. This is just amazing. This is my favorite mascara. If you try anything from this video, well, like I said, I really like the foundation, but at least get this. If you're looking for a new mascara, try this because it's amazing. Essence, I don't know what you're doing with your prices. I don't know. You could sell this for the same price as the other ones and I would buy it. But please don't. Please keep selling it for $4. It's a really good one, I promise you guys. And then my last one, I know I said that was the last one, but this is a lipstick that I've really been loving. It's from Charlotte Tilbury and it's in the shade Bitch Perfect. I've never cursed on my channel, but that's the name of this. It's in the shade Bitch Perfect. And it is the greatest, like, peachy nude. It just makes me feel so hot when I wear it. When I add this to any look, I just feel instantly hot. Like, instantly like a bad, well, you know. I love the Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. I've collected quite a few shades this year, and that has been my standout shade. So I think that is all of my favorites for this year. Kind of random order. I didn't really put them in order like I maybe should have, but that is everything I've really been loving this year. Products I've actually been using over and over and over again. I didn't want to just like throw stuff on here that maybe a lot of other people are saying. These are just truly the products that I keep in like my little drawer that's like my everyday makeup, and that if I have no idea what I'm going to do with my makeup or I have no direction on what I want the look to look like, I'll start with these products and just go from there. So those are my beauty favorites of 2022. I'm really excited for what 2023 has to bring. I hope everyone's feeling motivated, and I'm wishing everyone really, really well in the new year, and hopefully everyone will find what they're looking for this year, whether you're looking for love, whether you're looking for strength, healing, accomplishing your personal goals, your business goals, anything like that. I wish you guys the best, and I'm excited to start this new year here on YouTube. So please join my little community. It's small and I've been away for a very long time, but I would love to have you guys, and sound off in the comments what your favorites of this year were, this past year, and I can't wait to film the next video. All right, bye guys.